Hi friends, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm really excited for today's video because we're going to be creating a no-dig cut flower garden in the very back corner of my property. And I think I'm so excited to film this video for you, and it was such an enjoyable experience to set this new garden up because what you're going to see me do today and the way in which I establish a new garden really hasn't changed at all in 8 years. And I was thinking back on how I started and what this garden looked like. It wasn't really a garden at all. It was just an area of land that had been abandoned for about a year and a half. And it was just full of trees everywhere. And after a year of kind of removing all of the trees that needed to come out that were diseased or dead, I started to work on this garden very slowly but surely with just my shovel and a half-moon edger and some cardboard and compost, of course. So today really brings me back to how I started, and it really brings me back to what I love about gardening, which is just the simplicity of it. And I'm not sure if this is going to make any sense or not, but whenever I take an area that was previously lawn and turn it into a garden, it brings me a lot of peace. And I don't think I can really fully understand or explain why that is. But all I know is that is my real life experience, creating a garden that wasn't there before, just very easily and simply with my shovel. It just brings me so much peace. Can anyone relate to that or maybe explain it better in words than I can? Well, let's get on to a few more jobs before we start that garden. Here we are planting some more dahlias. These are new dahlias from Longfield Gardens, and I started these tubers inside about 3 weeks ago. And I'm positioning them around the garden really close to the dying foliage of daffodils and alliums. So hopefully as those spring and early summer flowers fade, the dahlias will start to grow and take over that space. I'm kind of planning for the future here in the middle of this video. I'm also planting a few dahlia tubers directly in the garden, doing a little bit of weeding, and I decided to go ahead and paint the new stones with the yogurt. I want to thank you all so much for the time that you took writing me comments on the video that I think was maybe 2 videos ago, just sharing with me that this really does work, different methods you can use. Some people recommended blending it with moss and buttermilk. So my question is now, how long do I leave this on the stones? And how in the world do I get Rocky to stop licking it? Now, while I'm going slightly crazy painting the garden with yogurt, my husband is hard at work on a new project. This area is my Mother's Day gift, and can you guess what he decided to gift me for Mother's Day? I guess you could say that this project is also 8 years in the making, and I'll be setting it up for the first time this Saturday. I'm so excited. Now, Grace is saying, hey Mom, are you gonna come in here or I'm gonna eat all this yogurt? So I headed back to the backyard and started on the first part of our project. The first thing I needed to do was mulch around my Saving Grace dahlia seedlings that are in the very back, just with some compost that's not fully broken down yet. This is that top layer of my compost pile, and I like to use that for mulch. Now, once I was all finished mulching my Saving Grace dahlia seedlings, I got to work on our new no-dig cut flower garden. To start off, I laid down multiple sheets of cardboard, and I'm connecting my dried flower garden, which has turned into a dried flower garden and Saving Grace dahlia seedlings. I've kind of mixed them all together to see how that looks. I'm just extending that dried flower garden and making it go all the way to the lilac. But all I do to create a new garden is either remove the sod with my half-moon edger, or I lay down cardboard. I put on a generous heaping, I was about to say heaping tablespoon, heaping wheelbarrow load of compost, spread it out, and then I'm pretty much ready to go from there. You probably have seen me do this in a landscape setting. So now let's go ahead and do it in a cut flower garden setting. This is also how I started all of my raised beds. My husband made the boxes for me. I laid down cardboard at the base, and then I just filled in with a bit of compost, and I try to top dress with compost every year. So let's go ahead, grab some more compost, get this all spread out so that we can direct seed some flowers. The flowers that I'm choosing for this garden are Cosmos, Dara, and also Bupleurum. And we'll see what does best. I know with the Cosmos, it's a very small seed packet. I believe it was from maybe Botanical Interest. I think I show it in a second. But I recall there was only 30 seeds there. Whereas with the Bupleurum and the Dara, I'm pretty sure I had at least a pound of that from Johnny's. So we'll just rake this level, and then we will get on to the fun part of direct seeding a brand new cut flower garden. Isn't this fun? Now I wish you could be here to, oh dear, here comes Grace. I'm gonna have to put a little bit of fencing up until she gets used to this new area. But I wish you could be here with me doing this because it was so quiet today, so peaceful. There's a little wren living in the birdhouse right next to this garden. And I don't know, it was just such a wonderful time. I hope you guys have a great day out in your garden and that you get all the peace that you need from the garden today. So I'm going through one flower at a time, mainly because I had so few of those Cosmos seeds. I wanted to make sure and try to spread them out evenly. Next, I went in with some Dara, and I love Dara. If you're looking for a new flower to try, definitely consider Dara. It's a beautiful purple umbel flower. It looks like I must have ran out of Dara seed at this point. And then to finish off our day, I went ahead, got the Bupleurum seed, seeded that on top of the soil surface. So now I'll just give everything a really, really good drink. I went ahead and watered the seed bed once now that you see me doing in the video, once again in the evening, and I'll probably continue to water it twice a day until germination occurs. Well, friends, I want to wish you a wonderful day out there in your gardens, and until next time, happy gardening. Bye.